Hello, and welcome to Diego St. Palace. I hope you can all hear me and see me. This is, I think it's my fourth live trial of a watch along. 1 minute, let's move this out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. And this today, it is a watch along. I can get the commentary up. I am so late. The match started at 17:45 and it's 5 minutes past 8. Absolute scenes, absolute terrible. Yeah, it's all getting used to it, and I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to get. That's better. Everything lined up. I suppose the pros, when they do this, content creators, they've got all this set up. No messing about. Let's have a look. Let me just see what's going on. Big up, Steve. Thanks, Steve. I am well late to do this watch-alongs, and I haven't set anything up, so I'm trying to move things around. Big up to you, Steve. Thank you for turning up, gentlemen, mate. Thanks a lot. And wait a minute. I think I've got the hang of it. The hang of the setting things up. Oh no, that's not what I want. Oh, I hope I haven't just been copyrighted there. But anyway, oh, never mind. Right, so trying to do the watch along. Oh, is the draw tomorrow? I thought it was today. Oh, that means there must be more fixtures for the League Cup tomorrow then. Oh yeah, because yes, Wednesday. Yeah, it'd be tomorrow. Right, so then what do I need to do? I need to go football fixtures. And I just hope I turn this on and I don't. Because if you look and hear that, and let me turn this down just in case, because I know I'm not allowed to show it, and I'm not allowed to let the sound of the live broadcast that I'm watching be broadcast. I get in trouble. I do know that. The rest I have no idea. Right, so I've done that, and this one, and then here I'll have the fixtures, football, fixtures, and that is, oh my days, Chelsea already 2-0 up. Look at that, absolute sis. I'm so slow off the mark, but there you go. So, even Man City are 1-0 up against Watford at home. My understanding is that the likes of Chelsea, Man City, they were allowed to play at home because they finish in the top 4. I could be wrong, I don't know. So that's why they're playing at home. In the League Cup, what's that? The draw must be tomorrow. And thoughts on Palace. Oh yeah, thanks, Steve. Right, with it. It's on the Palace game. Definitely in the first game, the Manchester United players were pinning the ball from left to right at the back without using their goalkeeper, switching the play. Very well, Kobe Mainoo, plenty of space, plenty of time on the ball. And Crystal Palace fought hard to keep it at 0-0 up to half time. Manchester United should have been up there. Every time that Crystal Palace conceded a set piece, a corner, legit had a free header. I think they had loads of opportunities. I think it was about 4 or 5 opportunities. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they should have won. Yeah, Alice is right. They should have had a lot of opportunities, and Manchester United in the first half, in my opinion, they should have been at least 2-0 up, and they just didn't take the chances. Why that's not happening for them, I have no idea. You'll have to talk to a Manchester United fan. But as for me, as for Crystal Palace, that's the type of match that we would have probably conceded this time last year. So it's good that Oliver Glasner put their He did start Daichi Kamada and Adam Morton in the pivot in the midfield. For me, I would have started Jefferson Lerma, but obviously Daichi Kamada's he was brought in because he'd worked before with Oliver Glasner. And Daichi Kamada puts in a shift. You cannot deny. And big up to Daichi Kamada. He gave me a selfie before the match, and also to Oliver Glasner. So thank you two gentlemen. I know they probably never watch this, but big up to them for doing a selfie with me before the pre-match against Manchester United. It was nice of them to just quickly stop for a few seconds. And normally I don't like to disturb the players before they go into the match because it's they need to concentrate and do what they're going to do. But I managed to catch them, Steve, before they dropped into the stadium. And Daichi Kamada spared me of a selfie, and also did Oliver Glasner. But yeah, so it was good to see that. And in the second half, you asked me for a reaction on the matches. They did well when Jefferson Lerma came on. Adam Walton did very well in the first half. They all put in a shift. I can't lie. I saw them. And Jefferson Lerma came on for Adam Walton, and I hope Adam Walton is not injured. Also, Jean-Philippe Mateta was substituted at halftime for Ismail, and it made a difference. Crystal Palace should have won in the second half. So I think overall, to round it off, Steve, I think both managers, Manchester United manager and the Crystal Palace manager, both feel that they dropped 2 points. Manchester United, I suppose, they dropped 2 points in the first half, and Crystal Palace dropped 2 points in the second half. But it's not just a game of one half; it's a game of two halves, Steve. So do you know what I mean? They'll work on it. So I suppose from their end, they got an away point, and last season, obviously, Crystal Palace got 6 points off Manchester United easily. I'm not bantering. It's just how it was, and we had more injuries then. The first one was with Roy Hodgson, and we went up to Old Trafford with I think it was about 9 first-team players injured, and we came away with that one away win with Joachim Andersen scoring that half volley, beautiful goal at Old Trafford, and obviously at the end of the season we beat Manchester United convincingly 4-0 at Selhurst Park. So yeah, no, so it's a 0-0. I think both managers will take a draw, but I think they will both be disappointed that individually each side made individual errors and they couldn't put away their chances, and the results could have been a lot different. Had it been a goal for either side, I think they would have opened up even more. So yeah, it's in that interest in that. Hold on a minute, Steve, because I've got to. What's that? In football, I don't know if I can. Can I put it up? Yeah, you see, Steve, where I'm streaming it at the moment, or maybe there is a way, but I don't know how to put your comment on the up here. I know on StreamYard you can, but I've only just started to use that. So I'm just using the other way of streaming. There might be a way for me to move this message on here, but it doesn't let me. So I don't know how to do it. I don't know, Steve. But I'll read it out. In football, you can dominate games without winning. I watch a game and where a team had 23 shots on goal, 74 messages. I took 87 minutes. Something results can be a fair. Yeah, you're right. I mean, sometimes the stats doesn't actually project what you actually feel and see as a football fan on the thing. And what was that? I see. I can't see. How do I get away from this? I can't see your comments. I see. I can't see that. How do I bring that up? At the top of the chat. All messages visible. Here we go. All right, now I can see all the visible. So yes, they do, Steve, because you put excellent comments up. And Yeah, they do, because you always put constructive comments, whether it's to do with Manchester United or other teams, and all content creators out there, they look for that in people in the chats, because it gives an opportunity for them to debate constructively the comments, the views of people that love football. Like you and I love football, so then that's important. So I'm not surprised that Alice does that. That she puts your comments up, because you do put excellent comments up. I saw that age from years ago. Do you remember from? I remember first seeing you in Claude the Bansters, with Diesel and Tell and the late Claude, bless his soul. I remember you in that chat, and that's where I first saw you. I think back in the day, talking loads of years ago, and your comments have always been tier one. So respect to you. Right. Oh my days, look at that. Right. So yeah, big up to you, Steve. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not surprised they do. Just keep at it, and I'm sure they do. And yeah, absolutely. I think everybody does. Very sad. They don't make football fans and content creators like him anymore. And I was very also, like you were sad about him, very sad that we miss him, that we lost him. And that's the sort of fan, Steve, that if I go to a game, even if you don't get their name and you go to the game on your own, if you're sitting next to somebody like that's the sort of fan that you want to sit next to, because you just talk about football, you just debate the football. And you're right, late Claude, what a miss for everyone. Bless his soul. Absolutely. Well said, Steve. Right. I've managed to figure out how to view your comments. I've got an option here of saying, oh no, wait, I don't want to press that. Every time I click on something new comes up, Steve. So I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? But here on here, welcome to the chat, learn more. Oh, here. So I'm going to do live chat. It gives you top chat. Sometimes it may not be visible. So live chat, all measurables are visible. Funding, super chat. I don't know about that. All right. Well, anyway, so that's it. Right. Yeah. See, now it's letting me. Now it lets me see. Before I couldn't see your last comment, but now it's letting me do it. I'm not sure how I've done that. So I'm going to leave that alone. But oh, actually, I can put a chat in. Hold on, Steve. I just want to practice it because I've not done this. Let me just do a test. Chelsea are 3-0 one up, 31 minutes against Barrow. Just quickly, at Manchester City are 1-0 up against Watford, 34 minutes in. And Walsall, I've been to Walsall Stadium. Steve, if you get a chance to go to Walsall, it's like in the Potteries in the middle of the country, or a bit south of it, but not south of the country. It's yeah, I remember going to Walsall in a rainy, cold day, away day, and I think I drove to that one. And I was when you go to a stadium and your trainers get soaked and you're freezing your feet, you're freezing every part of your body. You're like, but you still go and watch the football, innit? I'll never forget that. And Leicester City, they're playing against Leicester City. I've been to City definitely once. I think I've definitely once. I remember because on the way back, there's so many speed cameras coming in from East Anglia into Essex and into London. There's so many speed cameras. It was absolute scenes. Just like literally you better out just walking. And then the last game of today in the League Cup, it looks like it's 0-0, but that started at 8 o'clock. It's Wycombe Wanderers. Again, I've been there. And there's a comedian, it's a famous comedian that is Wycombe Wanderers. I know, I'm thinking of West Brom. Oh, that's a big mistake. That's a big difference. Now, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Aston Villa 0. No, I was going to say, because if that's West Brom versus Aston Villa, that's the rivalry between those two clubs is mental. I know it is. Right. So it's that. I'm going to visit. I'm just going to go back to. Oh no, yeah. Sorry, I was going. 1 minute still. I was just going to see if I can do this. It looks like I can actually type it in the chat. So what do I do? Let's just do a test. 01. Just discovering new things. I didn't realize I could actually type into it. Test 01. There you go. Oh, right. So there. I didn't know. I've just found out I could write in text. But we got to Steve. So Steve, yes, I'll read it. I will go and visit 3 out of 5 stadiums on Monday. It will be my first play. Bowling and pro golf. Yeah, that's good. That's good. 10-pin bowling, I presume that's what you mean. Yeah, 10-pin bowling. So you got the spin of the ball. I think that's what you're saying there. Yeah. Now listen, if you can get in, if you can visit 3 or 5 stadiums in one day. Oh, on Monday. Yeah, if you can get to that's brilliant. It depends which city you go to, and if you obviously now with the technology that's these days, you can Google it or whatever, and in some Instagram accounts and stuff like that, they have like the locations of not just Premier League teams but non-league and lower leagues stadiums. And it's interesting. I find those things interesting because I always think when I go in, I've seen the photographs you do about the stadiums, you can see the architecture of the stadiums. You can more or less figure out if they're 10, 20 years old, and yeah, do that, Steve. Yeah, do that. Put your comments like that. That's how I do it now. It's expensive. You're right. Just do your but I don't. Yeah, do that, Steve. That's what I'm doing now. If you notice me on any other channel, I've pulled back on a lot of the channels that you might have seen me on, because when you start doing this stuff and doing your own content, and when you get monetized and all that, it's very difficult to go onto other channels. So yeah, and I don't do a very, 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 very. I don't do super chats, no more, because it's I've got I need the money to do all this stuff anyway. Yeah, it's costly. Oh man, have a good one. Yeah, if you can cover all those stadiums, Stonehaven, Aberdeen. Do a map. What is it called? Let me have a look. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, can you see the phone? I don't want to get in trouble. I think if you do wherever you're going, roughly, go into Google Maps if you've got it on your phone or on your computer, on your new computer. Congrats on your new computer. And I'm pretty sure you can zoom in and out and see where the stadiums are. So if you've only got one day in the local area, you might be able to pick a way to a short time to go and visit all of them and do as many photographs as you can. Hope you get good weather, because the weather's like up and down at the moment. But hold on, let me take a drink. That's what I've noticed, Steve. At the moment, when you do this thing, look, South London and proud, Carroll Palace. I'm doing this to jinx the Chelsea fans and to jinx the Manchester City fans and the Aston Villa fans. And now I'm fighting for the for the ones that are not in the Premier League. Well, at the moment, my jinx is not working, because I'll give you the results thus far. 38 minutes. Chelsea are 3-0 up. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I just wanted to do something else. Hold on, Steve. Because what I'm doing, I don't know how it works. Shorts, videos. Oh, it's not showing at the moment. Shorts. Oh, right. So that means as I'm doing this upload live, it doesn't actually. So how comes you can see it? That's weird, isn't it? I can't see it on my studio. Can I add comments into it? Well, anyway, what I've done is I wrote all the starting lineups for all the teams that are playing tonight: Chelsea, Barrow, Manchester City versus Watford, Walsall, Leicester City, Wycombe Wanderers, and Aston Villa. I've written them all up. That's why I was late. That's my excuse. It's a bad excuse. And I thought I'd be able to see it on Studio, but I can't, because then all I just got to do is copy and paste it. But it's not letting me, so it doesn't come up. So what do I do? Dashboard. No, it's not showing. Even if I go to content live. Right, let's go to the. Oh, I think I know how to do it. So then if I go to YouTube, hold on, just bear with me, Steve. I'm coming. So then if I go into my channel, go there. There, I can see myself live. So then if I go into, do I go into that? Go into that. Well, while it's doing that, I'll have a read of what you're doing. That's it. Yeah, go on. Ask him to check on the phone. Because then if you've only got one day to be in the area, then you can do it. See, like in London, it's easier to do that. Well, once you're at sort of to get a good signal, whatever. But obviously you've got the tube in London, so you can hit most places in London through the tube station. And for example, on Sunday or Saturday, I can't remember. I should remember because what's today? Today's Tuesday, Monday. Yeah, it was Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday because Saturday I went to watch Manchester United, obviously, at Selhurst Park. And on Sunday I went to an old stadium in London, Steve. It was the Leyton Orient Stadium. And that's where Tottenham Hotspur women played their home matches for Tottenham Hotspur. And there was a good turnout, about nearly just under 2,000 people there. Brilliant reception from Tottenham Hotspur FC women, and but the Palace women lost 4-0. But the Tottenham Hotspur women have got their very good manager, of course, and a manager that took them to the FA Cup against Manchester United last season. So it's a very well worked club. Right, here we go. It's come up. So can I edit? Just bear with me. I'm just trying to more about. No, it doesn't let me. All right. Well, I'll have to add the lineups later on. It's not the end of the world. Well, the other way I can think of is if I can. Yeah, there should be a way. It has to be. It can't be that scientific. So if I go to where I wrote them all down, just bear a minute. See what it was, Steve. Before all the matches started, I did all the lineups for all the 4 matches, the starting lineups and all the subs. And Watford. Here it is. So do copy. I'll do a new one. Paste. And then send that airdrop to the Mac. Right, it's received. I'm coming, Steve. Just be a sec. Right, got it. Right, so then now if I do copy, the reason I'm doing this is then in a minute. Oh, how do I do this? Did I do? Then I can, because I've done all the work of writing all the. Oh, you little basket. I don't know, Steve, when I'm allowed to swear or when I'm not allowed to swear, so I'll be careful. Come on. Oh, you little basket. It's deleted it. Oh, here we go. So do that. Right click, copy. Now there should be a way here on this studio to edit there. So you can see all the lineups as well. That's the whole point. Now if I do right click, paste, there you go. Save. Hopefully now, Steve, if you look on the, I'm just gonna, oh, don't go away, please. If you go into the, oh shoot, come on. No. Oh, yeah, it's up there. So if you, Steve, or anyone out there, if you want to see the lineups, official lineups for, right, how do I minimize this? This is like multitasking. You've got to do like 7 or 8 things at the same time. And no one tells you all these things. Where do I put this then? Here we now. Right. What? Hold on a minute, I can't see. Let me just click on the chat again, live chat. Right, here we go. Right, my son on his phone checks their maps. Yes, I said, yeah, so we covered that. So yeah, have a look on the maps, and then you can cover the most stadiums, I suppose, during that day that you go and see the area, and take as many photos at it's yeah, man, your photos are well decent. I've got to do the same because I've got to. The thing is, when I go to the stadium, Stephen, I know when you go there, you get clear shots of them. But if I take clear shots of the stadiums and then like there's people in the way, I don't know if I'll get in trouble for photographing people in the stadium. So I don't know the rules really. But yeah, if you can get a stadium that's how you've got it, and you've got good decent sunlight, definitely. Because it's all history. So I've noticed you also, aren't you? Yeah. Then I was thinking. Yeah, no, they've been. Yeah, I think Tom has been on the terrace. Yes, and Mr. Redmond, James Redmond for me is one of the inspiration for me. One of the inspirations that I've had to start on life stuff now, which I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Back in the day, he was one of the very first few that said out loud, "Give it a go." So here we go. I'm giving it a go. So big up to you, Steve, for putting his name there. Right. Let's have a look. Right. I'm going to go through. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. This is a very late, but I got there in the end. Watch along for Chelsea versus Barrow in the League Cup. Also Manchester City versus Watford. Walsall versus Leicester City. Wycombe Wanderers 0. Aston Villa 0. Now, if you look on the I can't do this. If you look on the more on the description of this one, don't know what I'm doing here. You will be able to see that I've put now the comment, not the comments, the you'll be able to see the lineups. So if you look at below the title, there should be another bit additional text, and that should have all the lineups from the beginning. That's why I was late. That's my excuse. I was typing all that up so people could see it if they want to have a look. Right, it's halftime. So I'm having a drink. This is very thirsty work. And let's be a sec. Hold on a minute. I'm just going to go and get something because I can't. 1 second. I'm just going to go and do something. 1 second. I'm just going to go and do something because I didn't bring it. Did I bring it? 1 second. I'll be back in 1 second, please. Sorry about it, people. Oh, dear. Right. Wait. Oh my God. All right, here we go. Right, here we go. Right, made it back. Hold on a minute. Oh no, what have I done? Okay, he's there. Sorry, people. I forgot to bring something up. That's very important. Right, so it's half time, and nice chance there for Wycombe Wanderers. Do you know what? Wycombe Wanderers are not doing too badly against Aston Villa. Imagine the scenes if they knock out Aston Villa. Mind you, Aston Villa are in the Champions League, aren't they? So they've got other things. I haven't seen their lineups. But if you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C Palace, and if you can, please drop a like. But if you look at the more below the title, there's another section, and there I've put all the lineups from the beginning of the match. So they may have changed thus far. I was late because I was writing all that up, and as an amateur, I was still trying to figure out things. Right, so I'm going to go through the lineups. So how do I view it on here then? This is mad. So edit. Do I have to do this? Oh, I see. But then can you lot see me? I have no idea. Right. Well, anyway, I'm going to go through the lineups for Chelsea. I have no idea if you guys can see me because something else has popped up. But anyway, Chelsea and goal is Jorgensen. It looks like they're playing a 4 at the back. Gusto, Disasi, Badiashile, Veiga. So there's a 4 at the back, I think. Casadei and Dewsbury-Hall in the pivot, just behind the midfield there. And the wingers, you've got Neto, Joao, Felix, and Mudryk. And up top, they've got Nkunku. They've just got so many options. And look at Chelsea's bench. They've got Bettinelli, Colwill, Chilwell, Acheampong, Chukwuemeka, and Mako just chopped that name up. Chukwuemeka, Enzo Fernandez, George, Deivid, and Guiu. I mean, they've got options. I mean, Barrow, the poor souls there. What they're 3-0 down at half time. I hope they get I hope they've got like a really strong crowd at the bridge, and I hope that the team Barrow, they get a nice slice of the gate ticket, because clubs of that size at Barrow, they need the income from these type of matches in League Cups or in FA Cups. It could mean a club going down or not. I mean, like literally, the money is so important to them. So big up to them. I mean, literally, probably one of the Chelsea players will be the net spend bottom line for the whole Barrow FC. It's just absolute scenes. Right, at Manchester City, the lineup, they've got Ortega in goal. Then they've got Walker, Stones, Braithwaite, Lewis, O'Neill, Nunes, McT, Doku. What a player Doku is. I've seen him a few times live, and that's a player there. Grealish and Foden up top. Look at this bench for Manchester City. I mean, they're taking a bubble. And this is Kevin De Bruyne is not even there. They've got Manchester subs is Edison, Diaz, Kovacic, Gundogan, Silva, Guardiol, Akanji, Wright, and Sevilla. I mean, it's like, how do you play against that bench, let alone the starting 11? I mean, right. So then that's Chelsea 3, Barrow 0 at half time, Manchester City 2, Watford 0. I'm having a butch at the Watford lineup. What am I thinking of? They should be there, don't I know. Oh, I think that's Paul Ince's son there playing for Watford. I could be wrong, but I think Ince's that is Paul Ince's son. Right. Leicester City against Walsall. And no, I'll say that again. It's Walsall versus Leicester City. It's half-time and it's 0-0. The Walsall lineup, unfortunately, I don't recognise none of their players. I can't think of a Bell if we got anyone on loan there or anything like that. No. And Leicester has started with Walding goal, Pereira, Coley, Thomas, Chonduri, Sumari, sorry, I beg your pardon, Bonanti, Di Corva, Reed, and also they've got Fatul and Odeward. Odeward is obviously on loan from us to them from Crystal Palace. Jordan Ives on the bench, right? Yeah, and on the bench for Leicester City is Iverson, Justin, Fire, Skip, Golding, Elkanus, McAteer, Alves, and Jordan Ayew. Big up to Jordan Ayew. He signed my shirt at the end of the last season. What a true gentleman. And both Addison Odward, they both signed my shirt, my home shirt from last season. They both took out a few minutes and they signed my shirt. Absolutely gentlemen. And they always give time to the fans. But in that fixture, it's still half-time, and it's Walsall, which I've been to that stadium, and to the Leicester City Stadium. It's 0-0. Right. And then the last one I'm going to do quickly, Wycombe versus Aston Villa. Wycombe Wanderers, I can't think that I've been to that stadium. I'll have to look at my little box with my little programs with the little tubs in there, because in those days you used to get tickets. It was paper tickets. I can't think of that one. Definitely I've been to Doug Ellis Stadium. At Aston Villa, I went there when Patrick Vieira just lost his job. I went actually on my birthday, and I was fuming because we went there and we got Wilfried Zaha scored in the first early in that game, and it was disallowed for just a bit of offside. And afterwards, we just didn't feature at all. We just didn't look like a team. Anyway, so that was about 2.5 seasons ago. But it's Wycombe Wanderers 0, Aston Villa 0, and they're on the 43 minutes, and Aston Villa have gone up with a starting lineup of Gauchi, Nedev, Kovic, Borgardi, Swinkles, Matson, Bailey, Onana, Barkley, Young. I thought he got a red card. Oh, never mind. Wendia and Duran. And on the Aston Villa subs, they've got Sainz, Diego Carlos, Ramsey, Rowe, Borderland, Jimmy Obola, Patterson, Moore, and Guiu. So Aston Villa obviously looking to mix it up with their lineups. Right, how do I get back to the stream then? Here we go. All right, here we go. I'm back. Thank you for everyone that's still there. So that was the lineups, and as I say, you should be able to see it in the you should be able to see it on the bit below the heading of the live stream. I'm just going to look at your chat now, Steve. Take liberties. And it says it's Man City played on Sunday today. Real Madrid. Oh, Real Madrid playing today. I'll have to have a look at that. I wonder if I've heard something about Gallagher played in Atletico Madrid and he did really well. that's just a rumor. I'm going to have to check. I noticed Man City played on Sunday, and today Real Madrid won up. Barca won 6. Who do you think will win La Liga? I think Real Madrid. Maybe Real Madrid with Diego Simeone might be able to give him a close run for his thing, but I think Barcelona has still got issues there. You know what? It won't surprise me if it doesn't work out for Barcelona in the Champions League, and if Arsenal can continue to surprise people, but I don't think they will. But if Arsenal do get into the latter stages of the Champions League and Barcelona get knocked out in the early stages, I wouldn't be surprised if Barcelona go in for Mikel Arteta, real talk. Whether they'll give him 4 years and £350 million before he wins the cup and still keep him, I don't think so. So maybe that might. I can't see it happening. Right, what else am I doing here? Right, still half time at Chelsea. 3, Barrow 0, Manchester City 2, Watford 0, Walsall 0, Leicester City 0, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Aston Villa 0. Now, if I go into, I don't want to do this. Hold on a sec. Actually, hold on a sec. If you're still there, because you mentioned Real Madrid. Hey, in the just let you know, Crystal Palace under 21s, they're 3-1 up against Gillingham. I put that on my Instagram earlier on, actually. Big up to Crystal Palace for showing that earlier on. And they're 3-1 up in the Southern D group. The under 21s, the manager for Crystal Palace, the under 21s is a gentleman called Darren Powell. He might not be on the touchline because I think he got sent off the last game, but it's just some of the officiating. You just have to wonder why managers become managers, because when they do all that work of setting up the teams, doing all that work in pre-season, you get the players ready for match day, and then the whistle blows, and then the match officials they just do a barmy, and then obviously there's no wonder that you see managers on the touchline just losing their, what's it. And Darren Powell got sent off. So big up to Darren Powell. He won the trophy last season, of course, with the under-21s, European champions. Big up to him. At Palace, we do win trophies, unlike the Arsenal fans. That's right, I said it, Arsenal fans. Under-21s at Crystal Palace, we win silverware. Real talk. I said it. I'm going to get in trouble. Steve, if you're still there, I'm going to get in trouble for saying that to the Arsenal fans. But it's true. We won a trophy last season. That's what I like. The Tottenham Hotspur under-21s, they're losing to Exeter City in the Southern G group. So there you go, Tottenham Hotspur fans. I'm saying that because on Sunday, the Tottenham Hotspur women, they beat my Crystal Palace women under Laura Kaminsky. Brilliant performance from the Crystal Palace women. In the early stages, they held their own, but then the build-up play from the Tottenham Hotspur women, then steadily, it was clear to be seen. But the Crystal Palace women, they will show a lot of people wrong. Right, I can't see anything in it. Oh yeah, La Liga. Real Madrid, los blancos están ganando 2-0 against Deportivo Alves. That's why I wanted to find out who they were playing up against. Let me see. Coppa Italia, there's a few matches, and that's that. Let me just see the lineup. I don't know if it'll tell me the lineup if you're there. Yeah, I know. I'm coming. The Real Madrid. Oh, I can see the lineup. Oh, I hope I don't lose the live stream. Jude Bellingham is back for Real Madrid, Steve, or anybody else out there in the chat. They're winning. What's the score there? Yeah, 2-0. They've got Rudiger, Mbappe Junior, Vinicius Junior, Chukwuemeka, A lot of players there that I'm surprised clubs in the Premier League didn't go for, but I mean, Real Madrid under Carlo Ancelotti, and they're playing against Deportivo Alvarez, and of course Luis Garcia is there. Look at that bench for Real Madrid. Got Mudryk on the bench, Hendrick, Jimenez, taking liberties. But anyway, right, so let me go back to, how do I go back? Shit, every time I press this, it goes. No. Right, here we go. All right, I'm back with views. It's why is it gone? Yeah. All right. Right. It's starting now. The second half in the League Cup, Carabao Cup, I suppose. It's the third round. It's Chelsea 4. Yeah, that's another thing. How do I put like a score thing up there? I have no idea. I have to figure that out. It says it's Chelsea 4, Barrow 0, Manchester City 2, Watford 0, Walsall 0, Leicester City 0, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Aston Villa 0, although they're half-time, but the first 3 matches, they're back in playing. They're like 48, 49 minutes. It's going to go into the, does it let me? I'm just trying to see if there's any half-time substitution in the Chelsea game. Yes. It looks like Enzo Maresca has made a half-time substitution. He's taken off Gusto and has brought on Chilwell on 46 minutes. And that for me is position for position. So still, I presume, a 4-2-3-1. Casadei is in the pivot with Dewsbury-Hall. I said that wrong earlier on. And I can't see Sancho anywhere on there for Chelsea. So I don't know what's going on with the Chelsea thing. Maybe you should talk. I don't know. I thought they might have gave a run out for Sancho there. Right. I'm sorry for any Manchester United fans there if I mentioned Jadon Sancho, but I'm just like looking at the lineup for Chelsea. I needed to play. I know that's a sore point for Manchester United fans. Right, here we go. Back to you, Steve. Sorry, Steve. Don't go away, please. It's Palace have Everton on Saturday. Steve, I can see your comments, but on this type of stream, I don't know how to bring it up on here. If I was using StreamYard, I could, but I'm just using this one today because I'm a bit more used to this one at the moment. I'm pressing buttons. Right, so it says let's have Everton on Saturday. Yeah, winnable game. Surprise Everton, not sack the manager. Yeah, just depends what Everton. The thing is with Everton away for us. I'm sure you've been to that stadium, but when you go to that stadium as an away fan, you stand there on the left side. I don't know what it's called, that side, as it were, and then you've got the pitch in front of you, and the other, that's where the dugouts are. But when the managers at Goodison Park come out of their changing rooms and with the players, they come out from the corner and they have to walk all the way across the pitch to get to the dugouts. It's such an old school stadium. On evening kickouts, pound for pound, to beat the Goodison home crowd as a Palace fan, and I've been there and I've done it at evening kickoffs. It's just brilliant because we banter there. We say things to the Everton fans. We say things that I cannot say on here because I know I'll be cut off. It's the same when I go. The Crystal Palace fans, where we're out there either at Anfield or at Goodison Park. I know it's completely different type of fan bases. I'm not putting them on the same paintbrush at all. Not at all. They're completely different. Although they're like walking distance to both stadiums. The Crystal Palace fans, we just say things to them that you shouldn't really say. And it's just part of being a Crystal Palace fan. That's what we do to them. And by saying that, when in the recent years that we've played away at Goodison Park, it's been a bogey team for us because they could be having a mare of a season, and they seem to turn up against us. And on top of it, I am pretty certain that every time we've had in the last 2 or 3 seasons, I'm pretty certain that our manager has been booked at that ground because the officiating has just been like, I mean, there's taking a bubble and there's taking a bubble. And that's how I'm saying it politely. I'm not going to elaborate on that. But yeah, it's an old school stadium. But obviously, you're mentioning the manager there. I think obviously Moyes, David Moyes, could go back there. Could go there. And who's the other manager that could go back up there? I can't think of him. I know there's 2 managers. Oh, Graham Potter. Those 2 could turn things around for Everton, I suppose. What Everton fans might want, I don't know. You might have to go and talk to them. But I think I always think that when managers go back to the original grounds, like when Roy Hodgson came to us, you're going to get a job done, and they know about the fabric of the club that they go back to. They know the fan base. They know that what is expected, what isn't. There's no time to settle down to find your feet as a manager. So if David Moyes goes back to Everton, I don't think he doesn't need to sort of understand what's going on. He just needs to just get stuck in. So maybe that's what they need. Or if Everton fans are looking for something more long-term, given that they're going to move into a new stadium, perhaps they might go for someone like the likes of Graham Potter, in my opinion. Having said that, let's not forget David Moyes. 2 seasons ago, he won a European trophy with West Ham. Strange how some of the West Ham fans forgotten about that, and they threw him underneath the bus. There you go. I'm getting in trouble with West Ham fans today, with Liverpool fans, and with Everton fans. But I'm a Crystal Palace fan. What do you expect? It is what it is. Right, I'm going to go back to the results thus far. It is still on 49 minutes. Chelsea 4, Barrow 0, Manchester City 2, Watford 0, Walsall 0, Leicester City 0, Wycombe Wanderers is at half time and it's 0-0 against Aston Villa. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if it's a draw at the end, it goes straight into penalties in the League Cup in the 3rd round. I can't see Barrow scoring 4 goals or Watford scoring 2 goals. Not with the squad in depth. If you look at Manchester, let me just read out the Manchester City bench again. It's just taking liberties. Absolute. The Manchester City bench, they've got Ederson, Wright, Ruben Diaz, Bernardo Silva, Salvio, Kovacic, Gundogan, what a pinch, Guardiola, and Akanji. So how can Watford compete with that? And they're 2-0 down. That's got to be a tough one for them. And they're away at the Etihad. So, Manchester City players, and then that's without them having Kevin De Bruyne. There you go. What will be good to see, and I'm not trying to get something against Chelsea, but it'll be good to see Barrow score just a goal, maybe perhaps from a set piece, for the Barrow fans, because they've come a long way from up north. Actually, I'm going to Google that. I'm intrigued now to find out exactly. How do I do this? I do Google Maps. What do I press? I've never been to that stadium. Oh, Barrow FC. There it is. 100. Hear me now. It's all the way up. Yeah, it's at the left. Oh my days. Yeah, I thought so. Right. One of my furthest places where I've been, and I've actually driven all the way from South London all the way to, and that's Blackpool. That is a hell of a drive from South London to Blackpool to watch them play. And when I went to Blackpool back in the day, they didn't have nothing above us. When we managed to find somewhere to park in a dodgy area, but it wasn't dodgy, but I thought it was a bit dodgy. Went into the stadium, got in there. It was chucking it down. It wasn't just raining in Blackpool. When it rains in Blackpool, it rains. You can have a wicked weekend there, but when you rain there, it pisses down. And I was like, there's nothing to cover us. And Barrow FC that are playing away at the bridge is further up the M6. They've got to go up to Kendal and then go left a little bit down. And it's this Barrow FC is a little bit south of Hadrian's Wall. So that's a trick. That is a trick. That is for if there are any Barrow FC fans that have made all the trip from Barrow FC down to the bridge, they have to be named as legends. Absolutely. Because that's a journey. That's a journey. Hopefully the club has been able to organise it. So if Barrow can get a goal there for their away travelling fans, I think that will be that'll be nice and sweet for them, I suppose. Yeah, that's a trip, mate. M6. Now the furthest I've been up there is it's Blackpool. Yeah, it's mad. Absolute scenes. Right, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego Say Palace. If you're new, please drop a like if you can. Also, please let people know that I'm starting to learn how to do live streaming. Hope you can hear me, hope you can see me all right. I also do not just content on men's football. As an example, on Sunday, if you look at one of my last videos, instant reaction on Sunday, I was at the away first fixture for the Crystal Palace women, the very first fixture in the WSL Women's League. And Tottenham Hotspur women scored 4 goals, Crystal Palace women nil. It was a wonderful reception from the Tottenham FC women's team and their club receiving the Crystal Palace fans. I had a wonderful day out. Of course, I'm a little bit sad that the Crystal Palace women lost 4-0. But with that said, in that quickly roundup on that, Crystal Palace women started really well for Laura Kaminsky and for Adam Jeffrey, which is her first team coach that works with her. I think the Crystal Palace women held their own in the first 10-15 minutes. And I always thought that in that match, because it's the first time they played at that level, even though we've had so many new players come in the transfer window, those new transfer window players at Crystal Palace women, they have been brought in by the head of football at Crystal Palace. The lady's name is Grace Williams. Magnificent job that Grace Williams did with the staff at Crystal Palace last year for winning the championship, the Barclays Championship. It was absolute scenes. It was wonderful to see Grace Williams and her staff and everyone at the football club together with Laura Kaminsky and her squad of players, Amy Everett, Elise Hughes, the Welsh international, Hayley Nolan, the Irish international player, our defender there. It was absolute scenes to watch them celebrate the championship last season. So well done, Crystal Palace women, for getting into the WSL. So I do contents on the Crystal Palace women as well. I've got a few ideas of what I've got to do for that. We've got a lot of new experienced players playing at Crystal Palace women. So yes, and last of all on that, because I'm getting sidetracked here, but I've got to mention it, the Crystal Palace women will be playing at Selhurst Park on Friday, 5:30 or 5 o'clock kickoff. This is why I get worried when I say information, because I might say it wrong. But if you're a Crystal Palace fan and you can get to Selhurst Park this Friday, it is Crystal Palace versus none other than Chelsea. Crystal Palace women versus none other than Chelsea women's at Selhurst Park. course, Chelsea have got a new manager in place, and they won their first match against Aston Villa. Lucy Bronze is playing for them now. Right. So yeah, please, and also for the right information to go and watch the Crystal Palace women. I have nothing to do. This channel has nothing to do with the football club. I'm just a football fan, just like you, just a football fan. But if you want to know the correct information about how to go and watch Crystal Palace women, please go to the box office at Crystal Palace or go to their official webpage. Just call the box office during working hours, and there's always people there to help you out, give you the right information. Good luck, Laura Kaminsky, and to Grace Williams on Friday evening against Chelsea women. Right, that's out of the way. What else here? Hello, CAN. Thank you for dropping in. Do you think Leicester and Leicester will win their matches today? Right, good question. Your name is Can. Thank you for dropping in. I'm going to go and have a look because he was supposed to be talking about them, but I'm talking about the Crystal Palace women. But I do get sidetracked. Right, let me just have a look. There you see. Let me go back. Yeah, it's there. And then I'm going to go back there. Let me just refresh that one. And your question was, let me just press on here because in this type of stream, I can't see the bottom comment. There you are. Do you think Leicester and Aston Villa will win their matches today? Right. Leicester City are playing away at Walsall. I've been at Walsall as a Crystal Palace fan. If it's pissing down with rain, believe me, it's a tough place to go. And the home crowd are getting their tails up. No word of a lie. I've been and done it as a Crystal Palace fan. So the Leicester City fans, the Leicester City fans and the Leicester City players, they need to buckle up there. I think looking at their lineup, they may have brought Jordan Ayew on, which obviously played for us last season. Yes, the answer to the question is yes. I believe Leicester City should win away, and also Aston Villa should to get it. But at the moment, on the 64th minute, I'm just watching little bits here. It's 0-0, Walsall 0, Leicester City 0. I'm just double checking to see what substitutions have been done by Steve Cooper. He's a very good manager. So there's been one yellow card for Leicester City. So as I'm looking, as your question is, the Steve Cooper, brilliant manager. He's got option on his bench offensively with Jordan Ayew, and he's got options there for his midfield as well on the bench to select it. So we're only 64 minutes. I'll give it until about 70 minutes, and I reckon if it's still 0-0, he might bring off. Fatwell or Odeward, and just bringing some fresh legs up top to perhaps get that over the last third and get an away goal. Now, as for the Walsall team, I can't lie. I don't even know. I haven't done my research to find out where they are in the league. I'm just looking at the surnames and I can't see anyone that I recognise. And as for the Aston Villa team, I believe that Aston Villa should be winning this, even with the lineup that they've got out. There's enough experience in there. They've got there's the amazing substitute, the Colombian goal scorer Duran on the pitch. He started today, and he should be scoring against the likes of Wycombe Wanderers. So obviously, clearly, Wycombe Wanderers are working hard to keep Aston Villa from creating any width attempts on goal or playing through the lines up towards their strikers. But I still think Aston Villa will nick it. If he goes to penalties, who knows? I mean, but you know what? In all honesty, certainly for Aston Villa, the League Cup is, I'm sure they want to do as well as they can in it, but I'm sure that they want to get to the latter stages of the Champions League, and no doubt Unai Emery would want to do that. And if something happens with Manchester City and whatever they might get in trouble with certain things or not, who knows? Who knows? They might turn it around and pip the likes of it just wouldn't surprise me if Unai Emery finishes above Arsenal. As an outsider looking in, I never understand why Arsenal let go of Unai Emery. I think as a manager, as what he could have given them had they been patient with him. Oh, Villa are in trouble here. The Wycombe Wanderers, they're pushing them. Oh, I think he's going to get a booking there. But Wycombe Wanderers, they look more likely to score. So, Ken, if you're still there, although I said Aston Villa should win this, at the moment, from what I'm looking at, Wycombe Wanderers look like the Premier League team. Real talk, it doesn't make any sense, but it is. That's the reality of it. Right, let me go back. I think Chelsea are through. They're up. They're 4-0 up. Good lineup. The manager there's got good options. If you're new to the channel, please hit a like. If you can, it helps a great deal at this end. If you're new to the channel, please hit a subscribe. I cover content on Crystal Palace women, Crystal Palace men, home and away fixtures. And also there's some wildlife in there as well. If you're interested in wildlife, just go to the playlist and there's stuff there for wildlife. Oh. Right. It's not coming up. Right. Okay. I did try something there, but that didn't work. So back to the football. The lower league teams, they use the throw-ins as an attacking form, and it's not something that the Premier League teams use that much. But if in the Championship or lower leagues, if they've got someone, there's a lob header there for Buendia, just deflected, and he just get tipped. Oh, there you go. There you go. They scored. There you go. I maybe I jinxed it for the Wycombe Wanderers. You asked the question, can Aston Villa go through? And I said yes, they got enough there. And Aston Villa now have just scored. They've got that bit better of quality there, and deflection there when they're getting away with that. But it's just quality header. I mean, that header, when they headed that ball, it was going in one place, and that went into the goal. So I have no idea what time it is at the match, but it is at the moment Wycombe 0, Aston Villa 1, and it is it's 57th minute in that. Right, just to run through, in the League Cup, Carabao Cup, third round, it is currently 70 minutes. Chelsea 4, Barrow 0. They've travelled all the way up from there above Blackpool, above Manchester. They've travelled a long way down to the bridge, but they are losing 4-0 away at the bridge. Be good to see that they might get a goal back and give a little bit of cheer to the Barrow FC away fans. That'll be good to see. I hope they get that. And I've got Manchester City 2, Watford 0, and that is on 73 minutes. There's so much squad in depth in the Manchester City bench. Now, Walsall 0, Leicester City 0, and that's on 72 minutes. And as I just said, Wycombe Wanderers, they actually looked a bit, before Aston Villa scored, they're more likely to score. I can't lie. Real talk. And Wycombe Wanderers are 1-0 down. So that's going to be a difficult one. But then that might open it up a bit more now. So it'd be interesting to say, but end up, across the first of the goal, and no one was there to tap it in. A minute. I'm just watching a little bit of the Walsall Leicester City match, but I have to say, it's like they're just like strolling around. They're running out of time both sides. So unless maybe Walsall and both Leicester City are looking for let's go for penalties, and we've been practicing. I don't know. But in penalty shootouts, anything can happen. And Savino's picked up the ball. Oh my days. Manchester City nearly made it 3-0. Oh, you got to feel it for you. You got to feel it for. I've just seen a little clip of a youngster for Barrow. I've got to go and have a look at that. Hold on a minute. Can I play that clip back? Or will I lose the stream? Oh, right. I'll leave that there. How about if I do that? Can I? No, I can't see it. But Barrow just missed, and I think is one of the youngsters that is a very young player. I was surprised if he was an academy person, but he could have scored for Barrow. Oh, unlucky. He should have scored there. Oh, what a goal for him to have scored that at the bridge. But at the moment, unfortunately, it's Chelsea 5. Now, yeah, they've taken off the goalkeeper. You can't do that. I mean, Christopher Nkunku, you can't give him that kind of a space. The man just, with his right foot there. There you go. Chelsea are 5-0 up against Barrow. But a few minutes ago, a youngster playing for Barrow, very young. I mean, he's got to be in the youth academy. I mean, like literally, he missed a sitter for Barrow. That could have been so important for them to just get that away goal. But he looks a wonderful prospect. I'm trying to get his name, and I can't get in. It's so annoying. But it's now on 76 minutes. Chelsea 5, Barrow 0. And just quickly double checking, and there's only been 3 substitutions for Chelsea. At half time, Chilwell came on for Gusto, so it could well be that Gusto maybe have picked up something. Pedro Neto has been substituted on 63 minutes, a double substitution, and also the second substitution on 63 minutes for Chelsea was Acheampong coming on for Disasi, so their Chelsea captain has been substituted as well. I mean, no doubt that Enzo Maresca is thinking of the match that's coming for them next at the weekend. No doubt whatsoever. They're 5-0 up, and if they know that some of their players may be carrying little knocks and that, that's what it's all about. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. I am practicing live streaming at the moment. This is not on StreamYard. This is on something else, which I have no idea what it's called. But thank you very much thus far for anyone who's dropped in, Steve and Can, and anybody else that's dropped in and that I haven't seen. Thank you very much for tuning in. It means the world to me because I'm trying to figure out what you're supposed to do or not do. I know you can't show the live television screen of the football or the commentary, so I hope that hasn't come up. Anyway, and so having you guys or you ladies as well in there, it means the world. Great day of football, I can't lie. I mean, I didn't know. I'm going to put my hands up. I did not know where Barrow is. And Barrow, now I know, is further north than Manchester, further north than Blackpool. They have to go up and then come down a little bit where the land goes up. So the Barrow away fans, they've travelled a long way from there. The faithful from Barrow FC, they've travelled all the way from up there. It's probably around, I could be wrong, maybe around 20 or 30 miles away from Hadrian's Wall. So that kind of distance all the way down to the bridge, to the Fulham Road. Unbelievable scene. So big up to the Barrow away fans. Unlucky for them, before they conceded the fifth goal, one of their youngsters nearly scored, but that will give them good experience. That experience of playing against Chelsea at the bridge, it's good experience for all those youngsters playing for Barrow FC. Hold on, Steve. I see you've put something in this, so now I'm going to put it so I can see it. I have to go to live chat and it goes up. Being a good live stream, and so was the judge when Milan scored versus Inter Milan. Oh, I haven't seen that. So was footy. Judge moment was fun to watch, especially when Milan scored versus Inter Milan. Let me have a look. Are they playing? Hold on a minute. So how do I go back without losing the? Okay. Let me just. I think it's every time I refresh this, actually, touch wood, it hasn't gone wrong today. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I didn't realize Inter Milan. Oh, both Milans playing each other. Let's have a look. Oh, it was on Sunday. I was on Sunday. Sorry, mate. Yeah, Crystal Palace under 21s have won away at Gillingham. I've been to Gillingham. At Gillingham, you always stand up as an away fan. Well, the last time I went there was no seats. There was just concrete and a few metal poles sticking up. And it was raining, got wet. But Gillingham Stadium, it's really weird there because when you go as an away fan into Gillingham Football FC, first of all, if you park your car anywhere near that stadium, you got to drop a flare because all the houses look the same. And when you come out the stadium at night, everything looks the same. Oh my! It's like parking your car anywhere near the Portsmouth stadium. Oh my God! I had a mare of a time. Anyway, but at Gillingham, when you walk towards the entrance of the away entrance where the away fans go in, when I went probably about 15 years ago, I remember it's just like houses each end, a bit like Luton, I suppose. And then suddenly, boom, you're there at the Gillingham Stadium and you can go in there as an away fan. But under Darren Powell in the Southern Group D, Gillingham 1, Crystal Palace 3. I wonder if he'll let me go into the match. Oh, he does. Oh, wicked. I didn't know that. Oh, but you ain't got no info. No. All right, never mind. But well done, Darren Powell. A goal for Umulu, Umay, and Mustafa. Well done, Crystal Palace. And 2 assists by Grehan. That doesn't surprise me. Now let me have a look and see. Oh, Leicester City coming close there. And it's still Walsall 0, Leicester City 0 on 81 minutes. If you're new to the channel, please hit a like and subscribe at Diego C. Palace. And it's 0 not with hindsight, but I did expect Chelsea and City to go through. At the moment, on 82 minutes, Chelsea, no Jadon Sancho. Sorry, Manchester United fans, there if you're there. There, he wasn't even on the bench, but it's Chelsea 5, Barrow 0, Manchester City 2, Watford 0, Warsaw 0, Leicester City 0 on 81 minutes. And just a moment, I'm going to go into the Warsaw-Leicester City match. I wonder if Jordan Ayew has been brought on. I bet you any money that Steve Cooper has brought him on because he needed to bring him in. Let's have a look. Oh, God. Where's the... Yeah, there you see. What did I tell you? I said it at half time. Oderson, Odward, and both Jordan Ayew used to play for Crystal Palace last season. And Jordan Ayew came on for Odward on the 69th minute. And also just after that, Canus has come on, McAteer's come on, and Skip has come on for Leicester City. So it's just throwing the dice now. Steve Cooper says, right, go ahead, bring it home, because I don't think, or unless they're already thinking on penalties, and Warsaw are. Yeah, he's countered. So the Warsaw manager, his name is Matt Sadler, which I put my hands up. I did not know about. I definitely know about Steve Cooper. The Warsaw manager is countered. If you look at the timings of the substitutions, he's countered the latter stages, the Steve Cooper substitutions, like for like, to bring on fresh legs, I suppose. So that could be going 2 penalties. The only one that's a draw at the moment. Let me go back without losing the stream, hopefully. In the last match, we started a bit later, started at 8 p.m. It was Wycombe Wanderers, and that's 0, and Aston Villa 1. Having said that, Wycombe Wanderers at the time, they looked in their centre to see, but they didn't take their chances, and Aston Villa with Buendia scored on 55 minutes. Beautiful header, and it was always going in the moment that he did it. Let me just check. Yeah, Matt Bloomfield, name rings a bell, but not sure why. That's my hands up on that. He's the Wycombe Wanderers manager. Where have I heard from Bloomfield? I'll have to go. And he's just done some substitutions. They are on 69 minutes, and he's just done double substitutions followed by another one. And just after the Aston Villa. Oh! Manchester City have just dropped one in. I have to go back. What is going on? What is going on, Manchester City fans? What is going on? What is going on? Has Pep Guardiola beginning to lose his mojo? Unbelievable scenes. Let's have a look at this. Watford have pulled right back. It's T-Ins. I think it might be Paulin's son, if I'm not mistaken. It's Terence. And he was assisted by Chakavensi. I probably just butchered that name, but never mind. It is currently Manchester City 2, Watford 1. Is this going to penalties? There's still time for Watford to have a little nibble here and a little nibble there, and hopefully get an equaliser. Let me have a look. Still 0-0 between Warsaw and Leicester City. And what a goal. Yeah, it was Tommins. I mean, I say Terence. It's Tommins. Of course it is Tommins. Tommins. And it is Watford 1 away and City have got 2 goals. Lovely left foot shot from, I would say, 5 yards outside the box. Beautiful across the keeper to the left hand side, and well made goal because he didn't do it on his own. He did it with an assist from Casadei. So well done, Watford. They've pulled one back. Now let me have a look at the substitution. Let me have a look at the substitutions from Manchester City. Braithwaite has been replaced on the 76th minute by Gravediol, and on the 73rd minute, O'Reilly has been brought in has been replaced by Wright, and Doku, which I think he's a player. I've seen him play live, and he's a player. I tell you, he's a very good football player. And he's been substituted on half-time at Salvino, so maybe he's still not shaking off something that he's carrying. Whilst Watford are throwing the kitchen sinks. They've had 5 substitutions. The substitution made the assist for the goal scorer, Tom Ince, obviously the son of Paul Ince. So, and it is nervy Manchester City fans at the Etihad Stadium on the bench. They've still got options. Manchester City, of course, not Erling Haaland there. I wonder if he's still arguing with the Arsenal fans following their match at the weekend. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying there was a few give and take there between Erling Haaland and somebody other Arsenal player. I'm not going to say the names. Not going to get in trouble, but I'm just saying. It is currently 90th minute. Manchester City 2, Watford 1. Tom Ince, lovely little left short goal, a shot. He scored from outside the box. Lovely shot he took, and assisted by the substitution that came on, Casadei from Watford. Oh, goes in. Oh my God, in the 6-yard area. Also nearly just scored. Absolute scenes. What is going on, Leicester City? They've thrown the kitchen sink. They've brought on Jordan Ayew instead of to replace Anderson Otherward. At the moment, Walsall looks like the ones they're going to score to win this tie, but it's still 0-0 there. They started at 8 o'clock, so corner for Walsall. Oh, it's like a ping pong ball there in the defense of the Leicester City defense. Another corner for Walsall. They've pegged back Leicester City. Leicester City are struggling to defend set pieces there against Walsall. And Leicester City they're looking worried at the moment. Hold on a minute. Oh, they're in League Two. Oh my days, Walsall in League Two. No way. I thought they were in League One. They're in League Two. Oh my days. Oh my days. Steve Cooper's going to get criticised because on paper they should walk this. I told you I've been to Walsall as a Crystal Palace fan. And on a cold, wet evening kickoff, it's not a pleasant place to be. Whoever you may be, I think Arsenal fans have been to Walsall as well. They've had experiences like that as well. I still think there's Leicester City will nick it in the end. They've got enough quality on the pitch. They just need to get a hold of the ball and have a bit of a build-up play. But it's this injury time at Manchester City now. It is currently Manchester City 2, Watford 0. There you go. There you go. Big up to proud Chelsea and Aston Villa only scored one against Wickham. But there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Well, they were on the back foot actually before Aston Villa scored. I can't lie, but big up to you dropping in. I've got also look the more likely to score here, and oh my god, this thing's playing around. Don't mess about, please. Let me just refresh it. No, yep. I'm going to stick with the Warsaw. And Manchester City should see this out, but it's still, they played in extra time. Manchester City 2, Watford 1. Tomin scoring in the 86 minutes, giving themselves a hope of an equaliser at the Etihad to go into penalties. And let's have a look. And it's still Chelsea full time 5-0. Chelsea have won 5-0 against Barrow at the Bridge. Barrow travelling all the way from the north. Well done to those Barrow away fans that made the trip. It is still Warsaw having the opportunity. Yep, Chelsea have done very well there, and they even put Jadon Sancho on the bench or on the thing. So there you go. Wycombe Wanderers are still trying to get back into the match, but it's 1-0 to Aston Villa away at Wycombe Wanderers. Chelsea have done very well this evening, scoring. Yeah, it's a safe trip back to them. They've travelled a long way. Hands up, I didn't know where Barrow is, but I've certainly been, as a Palace fan, driven all the way up to Blackpool, so I know how far there is. And I've just realised that Barrow is above Blackpool, but you've got to go just north of Manchester, go up, and then come back down a little bit, and that's where Barrow FC is. In Cumbershire, that's right, in Cumbria. Well said. So it's a trek. It's a trek. I tell you what, if I hope that it was a full sellout at the Bridge, that the Chelsea faithful turned up, because every penny, I presume that the ticket gate money that they're getting, I hope that they split halfway, and or at least more. Chelsea should just give it all to Barrow, because Barrow FC depend on these kind of matches in a season. It can give them an opportunity to survive financially, I would have thought. So, yeah. That's right, yeah, because it's just above Hadrian's Wall. I think if there's any other club that's above that, it'd be on the other side, maybe Newcastle or Sunderland. Maybe, I don't know. Carlisle. There you go. I don't know. I've been up towards Preston North End, and Carlisle. I can't remember going to Carlisle as a Crystal Palace fan since the early 90s, late 80s. But I definitely remember my club playing them, and the name rings a bell. So I think we might have played them in the cup sometime. I don't know. I could be wrong. I think so. But yeah, no, you have to respect any fans that have come all the way from Barrow FC. If they come on organised coach, they've got a long trek back. What time is it now? They won't be getting back until about 4 o'clock in the morning. Because by the time they leave the stadium, by the time they drive out through the traffic, they'll probably get on the A4 and head out to the M25 and then go up, or go out on the M40, because they're going to that side, I suppose. So that's a trick for them. You have to respect that. And I hope that the club Barrow have received a good proportion of the finance for that fixture. Right, it is full time. Manchester City 2, Watford 1. Late. Oh, they nearly scored. No, that's it. That's it. At the end, between Leicester and Walsall, Walsall was going to try and do a little counter there, but the referee has blown full time, so therefore it is going to be a penalty shootout at. Right, let me just go back and refresh this without losing everything. Yep, in the Bestcourt Stadium, it's definitely been confirmed. It's penalties now. It's Walsall 0, Leicester City 0, and then obviously Wycombe Wanderers are still playing because they kicked off at 8 p.m. and it's Wycombe Wanderers 0, Aston Villa 1. So anything could happen there. I can't lie. And Chelsea have done very well. Normally, I go into Chelsea as a Crystal Palace fan, all the jabby Chelsea and all that kind of thing. But I can't say it to them this time. They were confident on the ball, the possession build up. They were played really well, and I mean that's not even to mention what they had on the bench. And yep, thank you for that. Yes, absolutely, proud Chelsea. The Chelsea are now into the next round. They won 5-0 against Barrow FC, and Manchester City have won 2-1 against Watford, and now it's going to penalties at Wycombe Wanderers. Sorry, beg your pardon. Walsall versus Leicester City. They haven't started the penalties just yet. Oh, Duran! There you go. Is that a penalty? Is that a penalty? I think that Duran has just been chopped there in the penalty. I think that's a penalty. That is a penalty. I've seen them given. But the thing with officiating, I don't know. So if anyone it looks like Aston Villa's just got a penalty, and it's but you know what? Because they always check for Aston Villa. So Duran is the Colombian international. He plays up front. Well, he started today, but he normally comes on as a substitute for Aston Villa. We know Emery uses him as a super sub. Is that a penalty? The goalie didn't make contact with him. Do you know what? I don't think there was any contact. So it's just because of the way the player went down and the way that the goalkeeper slid out. But I don't think he touched him, so it might not be a penalty. There you go. It's a penalty. 2-0. 2-0. Aston Villa scored. But for me, if you look at the replay of what happened there, I don't think that was a penalty. Yeah. Yeah. No, so Aston Villa should be through to the next round. And please, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. I cover content for both the Crystal Palace women home and away fixtures when I can get to the games, and also cover for the men the Crystal Palace home and away fixtures. I also cover when the away fans come to Selhurst Park. There is videos there of your team. Hopefully, just go to the playlist and you'll be able to see your team, hopefully, and see your team arrive and leave. And my Pep Guardiola does not look happy at the end. They're showing now. Am I allowed to show this? Probably not. No, of course you can't. But anyway, I'm just seeing a picture of Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola, and he does not look happy with his own players coming off it at the Etihad. It ended Manchester City 2, Watford 1. He's probably not happy about the mannerism and how they were not able to keep hold of the ball and build up possession play like he ought to see them do. And he looks fuming on that pitch, not with their positions, not with the referee, but with his own players, which is actually telling you something. I wonder if the referee will give him a yellow card for that, for having to go with his own players. That'll be a first. There probably is a rule for that. And but yeah, Aston Villa, Jean Duran, the Colombian internationals. Oh, what a save! Oh my God, he's just saved it. He's just saved the penalty. He's just saved it. Oh, don't freeze. What's wrong with this? How can it freeze now? Yeah, he saved. Excuse me. The penalty taken by Taylor Allen for Walsall. Left foot shot. Not a confident shot, and it's been saved. So Leicester have got the ascendancy here. They've got the but then Tomic is putting the ball down. Yeah, Leicester City now are 2-0 up. So basically, the goalkeeper for Walsall needs to pull something out of the bag here, or I want. It's penalties. Penalty. I don't like penalties. I don't like penalties as a Crystal Palace fan. Thank you very much for anyone tuned in there. Please subscribe if you're new at Diego C Palace, if you can. It's penalty shootout here in the League Cup 3rd round. Oh, he just missed again. No, it's done. 2-0. 2-0 to Leicester City, and both saved. So the Leicester City goalkeeper Ward is earning his corn today. I tell you that much. Real talk. Oh no. Thing is, all the penalty takens, they've all gone to the same side. So the goalkeeper's just sussed it out, in my opinion. It's like, mix it up a little bit. You know what I mean? It's 3-0. That's it. Danny Ward, the man of the match for Leicester City, surely. The goalkeeper for Leicester City has just made sure that Leicester City go through to the 4th round, to the next round in the League Cup, Carabao Cup. It's ended now in penalties. It ended at full-time, Walsall 0, Leicester City 0. But penalty taken by Leicester City were on point. And for some reason, the Walsall penalty takers, they were all going to one side and they were all doing it in the same way. And Wall says, you know what? I think I know what they're doing. I'll just go over to that side. And they saved 2 penalties. You got to mix it up. But it's easier said than done. Scoring a goal in a penalty shootout can't be an easy one, I expect. But Danny Ward for the Leicester City goal, he's got to be given man of the match for that. Surely he's just seen them through and got them out of jail. Steve Cooper looks a happy man there, handshaking everybody on the thing. But I tell you some gossip. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola, as it was full time, he went onto the pitch and he was having a go at his players. He was having, I swear, man, if he had a whip, he was like, psh, psh, psh. He was not happy. He was not happy with the performance of his players. I mean, literally, I'm not exaggerating. I'm just saying that he was that close for security having to hold him back because he was having a pop at his own players. He was not happy, Bunny, at the end of that match. Manchester City 2, Watford 1. He was clearly not happy with that second half performance from the players, and he did not even wait to get back into the changing room to have a pop at them. I'm going to go through the final scores. Oh no, what am I talking about? I nearly forgot. I was going to wrap it up, and I forgot that Wycombe Wanderers are still playing against Aston Villa, but they should win. They were 2-0 up. They're into additional extra time, but I can confirm that Chelsea FC won 5-0 at home at the Bridge against Barrow. Well done to Barrow City away fans for travelling all the way up from Cumbria, all the way down, called Cambridgeshire. And also Manchester City 2, Watford 1, and the manager Pep Guardiola was not happy with his players coming off the pitch at the Etihad. He had words to say to a lot of them publicly because everyone can see. I think that's always counterproductive because the players can see and understand that people are seeing that. They can certainly see what Pep Guardiola is saying to them, because he wasn't even covering his sort of mouth, so they can lip read what he was saying to them. But he was not happy. He was not happy. Pep Guardiola was having a go at his players. And so that ended Manchester City 2, Watford 1, and then Walsall 0, Leicester City 0 at full time. And then it went into penalties, and Leicester City, Danny Ward saw the first 2 penalties from Walsall. For whatever reason, the penalty takers for Walsall, they all went to the same side. And obviously, experienced goalkeeper at Leicester City, Ward, just said, you know what, I'm just going to keep going that side, and he saved all the penalties. So, but even said that, I've never taken a penalty in a Premier League game, so what do I know? But it just, you got to mix it up, man. Just pick a spot, a different spot, and just put your laces through it. Make sure you hit the target and make the keeper try and stop it. But they just seem to just nonchalant, just put it in the same place. And Ward in the Leicester City goal just saved them. So I think he's the man of the match for Leicester City. Steve Cooper's a relief manager because I expect they had this not gone his way, there would be some questions, serious questions asked of him. Not because they may have lost, but how they would have, if the case they didn't come out, because they had on paper they should have walked out. But what do I know? At the moment, it is still Wycombe Wanderers 0, Aston Villa 2, and they've just scored. Wycombe Wanderers have just scored, and they want this back on. They just basically for defending, but I think it's too late. I think they've only got maybe 1 or 2 minutes left, and they've just pulled one back. Wycombe Wanderers 1, Aston Villa 2. The second goal was the Colombian international Jean Duran, scoring from a penalty. I have to say, I saw 2 replays of that, how he went down, and I don't think there was any contact. So I think on fair or Wycombe Wanderers, that penalty for Duran should never have been. But what do I know? It could be, but maybe at the ground they don't have the facilities for VAR. I don't know. But for me, I don't think there was any contact. Maybe it's just the way the goalkeeper from Wycombe Wanderers, the way he slid out. But for me, there was no contact between player and the goalkeeper. But I could be wrong. But they scored. And it is currently Wycombe Wanderers. And but they did this Aston. Oh, it's just the referee's just blown there, so it was the last kick of the game. But a good header from Buendia in earlier on in the second half, a header. But it's ended. Wycombe Wanderers 1, Aston Villa 2. They just did their bit too late in the game. In all fairness, I think Aston Villa were the better side from the bit that I saw the match. Solid header from Buendia on the 55 minutes. But their second goal is going to be the talk of everyone, I think, tomorrow. If you're a goalkeeper, certainly. If you're a Wycombe Wanderers fan, definitely. I don't think that was a penalty because there was no contact on the player. But what do I know? Yeah, that's right, Brad. Villa conceded. There you go. But they have won. It is full time. They've won away. So all the Premier League team have won tonight. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C Palace and please drop a like. It helps a million. Thank you very much for doing that. Villa are through to the next round, which is the third round, so it'll be into the last 16. And my understanding, according to Steve earlier on in the chat, he said that the draw will be done for the last 16 in the Carabao Cup tomorrow after the fixtures. Actually, I'm going to go and have a look. Actually, wait a minute. I just want to see. So what do I do? So then I've got to there. I don't want to lose that live feed. And congratulations to Darren Powell, the under-21s coach. He's won. I just lost the stream. Oh, no, it's back. Oh, see, that's what happens sometimes when you refresh. But yeah, no, definitely. So just to confirm, it ended in the Carabao Cup in the third round. Chelsea 5, Barrow FC 0. The youngster nearly scored just before Chelsea scored their 5th goal. But it was good for them to see that. Of course, they weren't going to claw back four goals. But before the 5th goal for Chelsea, Barrow did have a chance to pull one back. And any of you who know where Barrow is, FC is really up north in Cumbria. And they've travelled a long way down to get down to the Fulham Road at the bridge. Now, at the Etihad, Manchester City 2, Watford 1. Tom Ince scored in the second half, a little bit too late on. I think if they'd had another 10-15 minutes, I think they might have clawed something back. At the end of the match at the Etihad, Pep Guardiola came onto his pitch and he was absolutely fuming with his players. He didn't have time to wait into the changing room. He was having a pop at every single one of them, saying this and that. That's all going to be reported in the news, I expect. So Manchester City fans, they're probably relieved that they were through, but I think Pep Guardiola is not happy about how they won. Walsall versus Leicester City. Walsall, for the majority of the game, they looked at the intensity to actually score and win the tie. But it ended 0-0 in normal time. Then he went into penalties, and Danny Ward, the Leicester City goalkeeper, he kept on diving the right way. He sussed the penalty takers from Walsall, and he's the man of the match because he's just basically clawed them, Steve Cooper's side, into the last 16. It ended Walsall 0, Leicester City 0, but Leicester City won 3-0 on penalties. Last match has just finished. Wycombe Wanderers 1, Aston Villa 2. Very dubious second goal for Aston Villa. For me, I don't think it was a pen, but I was glad to see the Colombian international score another goal. So he's on the call sheet, and he actually started this time because he's usually coming on as a sub for Unai Emery. That'll give him good confidence. Wycombe Wanderers will feel a little bit cheated there. I would have thought that they were awarded a penalty against them that when it shouldn't have been, perhaps. But for best part and parcel, the header from Buendia, I can't say that name. Was it Buendia? I'm not saying. Earlier on in the second half for Aston Villa, solid header, and he started the winning sort of thing for Aston Villa. It ended Wycombe Wanderers 1, Aston Villa 2. Now, other matches going on. I just want to check if I can see them. Yeah, I just want to say, well done, Darren Powell, under-21s goal coach, manager at Crystal Palace. Darren Powell, his side has won 3-1 away at Gillingham Stadium. I've been there, Gillingham Stadium FC, and he ended. That's in the Southern Group D, and that's ended. Gillingham 1, Crystal Palace under-21s 3. So well done, Darren Powell. And so that was it. So thank you very much, everyone tuning in. I'm just going to quickly have a look. And tomorrow, there is going to be some more football. I mean, in the League Cup now, the teams that finish in the top 4 are going to be starting. at home, because I think that was the rule. Anyone that finished in the top 4, correct me if I'm wrong, they were awarded in the League Cup third round home matches, just to help them with their scheduling and distances and traveling for their players, because the volume of games that Premier League teams have to play domestically and in Europe is just ridiculous, but it is what it is. And tomorrow in the League Cup third round, and I think the draw is afterwards, the first match is Arsenal versus Bolton Wanderers. That's a kickoff of 7:45. Of course, Mikel Arteta recently feels that he's been, I want to say, cheated. He's been on the wrong side of official decisions, so it'd be interesting to see what kind of lineup he brings out. Is the League Cup something that he's not really interested at all? Does he just want to concentrate on the Champions League and the Premier League? We'll find out from the lineup. And that's Arsenal versus Bolton Wanderers at 7:45. And the 8 o'clock kickoff is between Liverpool and West Ham. Now, this one I want to see, because I reckon this one will be an opportunity. West Ham have done very well in the transfer market at the last transfer window. They beat us already, Crystal Palace. And I'll tell you this much. We beat them in the preseason, but preseason is preseason, man. In the Premier League this season, they beat us. It'll be interesting to see how Liverpool lay out their starting lineup, and to give an eye. I like to see what Arnold Slot will do for Liverpool in this type of competition, the League Cup third round. And we all know that Liverpool have won many a times this competition. So it'd be interesting to see how Slot, the Liverpool new manager, how he treats this competition, and all will be known by the type of lineup that he relays tomorrow. So that's massive tomorrow. And there's also UEFA Europa League, and there are some Premier League teams in there. Manchester United are going to be playing at 8 p.m. between at Old Trafford. It's Manchester United versus FC 20, Dutch side, and of course Erik ten Hag. He's from the Netherlands as well, and so to me, if you look at the pre-conference of Erik ten Hag for the match for tomorrow, he gave a narrative and he diverted the conversation from the players, from anything that's going on or not going on properly at his football club, and he twisted it and he gave a narrative. Is the players have been made to play too many games. I'm going to quote him. He said, "Too many games and too many competitions in football, with players facing almost an unavoidable risk of injury." That is what Erik ten Hag said in his commentary. This, I think it was earlier today. Now, so there is. He's not telling me something that I don't know about, and he's in Europe. But then, no, it's. Is diverting from the pressures that he's got at his club. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. So there's some matches tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be doing a watch along for both the Manchester United versus 20 FC match. I'm going to be doing alongside that the watch along for also Arsenal versus Bolton Wanderers. I'm also going to be doing the match against Liverpool and West Ham, a watch along tomorrow. So if you're new to the channel, please set the notification bell on if you can. Please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Also hit like, and if you can, spread the word that I'm starting to do live watch alongs, practicing. I'm using the YouTube live stream at the moment. Earlier on I tried the StreamYard thing, just to give it a little go. And yeah, just to let everyone know, I do content on the Crystal Palace women home and away fixtures, but also on the Crystal Palace men home and away fixtures. And I also got some wildlife as well. So if you go to the playlist, have a look for your team. Your team might be there. Just click on your team. You will see your players and stuff like that. If you're interested in wildlife, there's a bit of wildlife in there as well. Right. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. And quickly, I'll run off the full-time scores. Today in the League Cup, third round, he ended Chelsea 5, Barrow FC 0. Valiant performance from the Barrow FC. Manchester City 2, Watford 1. Pep Guardiola at the end of that match was fuming with his players as he came off the pitch. Walsall 0, Leicester City 0, and Leicester City won 3-0 on penalties because he ended 0-0. Normal time. Well, the Leicester City goalkeeper dived at the right side for the first 2 penalties from Walsall, and he just sussed them. So man of the match for Leicester City was Ward. They got their goalkeeper, Steve Cooper, is into the last 16 with his Leicester City side. Jordan Ayew and Odison Odwa, they featured in that match. Wycombe Wanderers 1, Aston Villa 2, and that ended with a very dubious penalty for Aston Villa. I don't think it was a penalty, but it was given. And Wycombe Wanderers did well to get one back, but it was a little bit too late. Last of all, last fixture that I want to mention is Darren Powell. He won away at Gillingham in the English Football League Trophy, Southern Group D, and he won 3-1 away at Gillingham. So well done, Darren Powell. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. And last of all, I'm going to end on this. Crystal Palace women will be playing at Selhurst Park on Sunday. If you can get to Selhurst Park, support Crystal Palace women or Chelsea women, or just to watch amazing football from the WSL women's teams. There is a fixture at Selhurst Park. This channel has nothing to do with the club. It's just I'm a football fan, just like you lot out there. Please, if you want to know the correct information how to go and watch Crystal Palace women versus Chelsea women on Friday, go to the official webpage at cpfc.co.uk. And alternatively, just give them a bell tomorrow in the morning at the box office in working hours, and I'm sure they'll help you try and get you there safely and with a ticket. So good luck, Laura Kaminsky, and good luck to Grace Williams as well on the first home fixture in the WSL for the Crystal Palace women on Friday against Chelsea Women FC. Thank you very much for watching. Massive thank you to Steve and every single one of you who dropped into the chat. It means the world to me to see 1 or 2 people in there. If you haven't liked the stream, if you're watching it on playback, please drop it a like, and if you can, just spread it around, share it if you can do that as well. Please set your notification bells on at Diego C. Palace. And this is Diego C. Palace. Tomorrow we'll be doing some more watch alongs. Hope to see you all then. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll end it on this. South London and proud. That's right. What I've noticed with these live streams, it's very thirsty work. Oh, it sure is. But it's been brilliant with every single one of you there. Thank you, any of you who participated this evening, and take care. Goodbye. Right, how do you end the stream? See that one? No, it's not working. See, hold on. Oh, that's still live. My days. There you go. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. That's the end of the stream. Take care. Stay safe, everyone out there. Bye-bye.